Online business is a trend of the 21st century. Today, e-commerce is one of the most dynamic areas of economy, development rate of which has not decreased even in a crisis. According to experts, every 30 seconds, goods and services worth of $300 million are bought in virtual world. Moreover, in social networks, $28,000 worth of deals are concluded every second. Electronic products are leaders in the world market of online sales. Among them are books, music, films, video games, computer programs, and mobile applications. Every year, people spend over $40 billion on their purchase. USA and European countries are rightfully considered the world leader in the number of companies involved in internet commerce, and this segment of business is actively developing in China. Every year, residents of the old world spend 260 billion euros on purchase of goods in one click. However, citizens of the Middle Kingdom spend about $2 billion daily in virtual stores. Kazakhstan is not behind the global trends. Here as in the whole world, internet business is developing, as they say, every hour. After all, if in 2007 there were only 20 online stores in Kazakhstan, today there are almost 1,700 of them. This year we had a very significant event. In April, for the first time, the number of internet payments exceeded the number of payments on cards that we make in ordinary stores. This suggests that people in Kazakhstan are paying more via internet than they do in stores. This is a very positive trend. It says that the nation is changing, our country is really changing, and people are moving online more and more. Today, the volume of e-commerce market in Kazakhstan is estimated at almost 107 billion tenge, which is about 1.5% of total republic turnover. And this is 36% more than last year. However, despite such development rates, the government plans to bring the level of internet trade to 2.6% by 2022. This intention is indicated by one of the target indicators of Digital Kazakhstan State Program.
Это та сфера экономики, которая максимально открыта для инноваций. Само собой, здесь больше всего развиваются какие-то модерновые направления.
Internet business is the economic realm that is maximally open for innovation. Of course, some modern trends are being introduced mostly, and particular nature of business operation is developing. This is part of innovation in business. Naturally, the state's interest in development of this direction concerns the transparency given by internet business, because everything is fixed by internet banking, acquirers, banking systems. That is, this transparency is a key to development of electronic business.
Системами банковских расчетов, которые я упоминала. То есть вот эта прозрачность, это и есть залог, в принципе, развития электронного бизнеса.
And if several years ago internet business was associated only with so-called marketplaces or platforms for the sale of certain goods, then today this word combination means an entire industry. This is a sphere of all communication with clients. These are extensive internet platforms with advertising, publications, PR, media, everything that is connected to e-commerce, as well as all services associated with the sale or acquiring, all banks and mobile payments, everything related to document workflow on the internet, in the part of electronic invoices, etc. According to experts, e-commerce market in Kazakhstan can be divided into several main sectors. One of them is the sale of railway and air tickets. The sector accounts for about 18% of the entire online business market, and the annual turnover of the industry is estimated at more than $90 million. Analysts calculated that out of the total volume of ticket sales, only 20% is bought traditionally via cash desks, and rest prefer transactions on the internet. This is happening by virtue of a number of reasons. These are the huge scale of the country, logistic difficulties with the delivery of goods. That is why everything was formed along this path of least resistance at the very beginning of electronic commerce initiation. Therefore, the liberal share of the entire market is services. These are selling air tickets, tickets for events, and coupon services.
Продажа билетов на мероприятия, продажа купонов, да, то есть купонный сервис.
The main players in e-commerce of Kazakhstan are online clothing and footwear stores. They occupy more than 56% of the market. Annually, Republic's residents spend about $117 million to purchase these goods. Participants of digital fashion industry market explain this success simply. It is all about a big choice because often marketplaces represent a volume of products that equals an assortment of 10 or 15 traditional stores. Internet shopaholics are attracted by various promotions, bonuses and discounts which often operate only in virtual stores. In order to attract customers, some sites have already started using new technologies, something like artificial intelligence. Recently, we connected a photo search. That is, you can upload a photo in the application, for example, the screen of clothes that you liked on Popstar, an Instagram, or the girl that passed you by. And you quickly make a picture of it. Post it all in the application and it matches everything similar to it. It extremely shortens the time. It seems to me that online exceeds the offline in this direction. Along with many players on the online market in Kazakhstan, the services for various events and ticket sales are actively developing. According to experts, only for the last year the share of sold tickets for sports competitions in virtual cash offices was 60%. It is impossible to say that our value is only that we give the opportunity to buy tickets in advance. There are sales promotions provided by event organizers. You have the opportunity to learn first about some premieres. There is also the opportunity to be among the lucky ones for ticket draw, and you can get the best prices. Sometimes this also works only for online buyers. Of course, success of any business, including virtual, depends on many factors. First, this is a competent market analysis, beginning with target audience determination to choosing a social network for advertising.
Это контекстная медийная реклама, КМС, это YouTube реклама, YouTube production, SMM, social media marketing.
It is email marketing, contextual and media advertising, YouTube advertising and production. Co-media marketing. It is one of the tools of digital marketing. I can say that it is a very popular and powerful tool in order to communicate with real users via social networks, thereby giving the user loyalty and feedback from the brand. SMM is very important in digital. It may not bring direct sales, but it helps the brand much to be in touch with its customers.
Он, может быть, не приносит прямые продажи, но он очень сильно помогает бренду быть на связи со своими пользователями, со своими клиентами.
Technical components of an online store or a service company are also important. The site of these organizations should have a mobile version. After all, according to statistics, 60% of online purchases today are carried out using smartphones. In addition, it should be intuitive to the target audience.
Сайты стали делать такими, что они не просто красивые, но они и интерактивные, они общаются с пользователем. То есть
Today, the sites are not just beautiful, they are interactive and can communicate with the user. There is such a thing as a user experience when developers thinking about users' behavior on the site. This scenario is being worked out, and according to it, design templates are already being developed. Some visual images and layouts are already made according to these templates, which give a very good result.
Какие-то визуальные изображения и верстка, которая дает очень хороший результат.
It is not enough only the efforts of entrepreneurs for e-commerce development in accordance with the objectives of Digital Kazakhstan program. It requires strong government support. First, it is necessary to provide access to broadband internet for residents of all regions, including rural areas. An important factor is increasing the digital and financial literacy of Kazakhstan residents. Active work in this direction is already underway. Regular training sessions are held based on local administrations and schools. Speakers are representatives of state structures and private organizations. By virtue of non-cash transaction development and the fact that the state is involved and that there is a competition between payment system and the introduction of new technologies, this year we worked on financial literacy promotion together with Kazpost in 14 regions of Kazakhstan. And 15,000 consumers were trained. In light of all these factors, there will be an increase from year to year by 60 to 65%.
Мой, наверное, прогноз это будет увеличение с года в год на 60-65%.
Large-scale work is carried out at Kazakh Internet Business Association, which was established in 2013 in order to combine the interests of domestic online entrepreneurs as well as to participate in the creation of new legal acts.
В сфере того же самого цифрового Казахстана мы выступаем как такое мнение из полей, да, то есть мнение настоящих игроков рынка.
In the field of digital Kazakhstan, we present the opinion of real market players. We show what is necessary, what direction we really need help from the state, what things we expect to be done. That is, we show what we want to see on the part of state organizations regarding internet commerce assistance. We announced the need to reduce tax incentives for Kazakh online stores in order to create special simplified taxation schemes so that we can feel comfortable in the market.
Создание специальных упрощенных схем налогообложения для того, чтобы интернет-магазины, интернет-сервисы могли себя ощущать комфортно, пребывая на рынке.
E-commerce development is also promoted to official registration of stores and companies. They will give guarantees and an invoice will be provided for the report. In addition, registered online stores and profiles annually reinforce the treasury of Kazakhstan economy by more than 10 million tenge due to tax deductions. Among other things, the activities of such services are regulated by consumer protection law, and electronic organizations are subject to the same requirements as traditional institutions. We have an idea. We'd like to implement a reliable store so that each customer can honestly form a rating of online store, where he was served well or badly, and thus it would also be an incentive for those people who did not buy on the internet to use proven points of sale, and they can be sure that they will not be deceived. Another important criterion for successful development of virtual retail is the availability of payment systems for non-cash purchases of goods and services in the network. However, before placing an order in one click, the consumer should be confident in store's integrity and payment services reliability. Therefore, today, transaction security in e-commerce industry is the highest consideration. We are now moving to tokenization. That is encryption of our transactions depending on equipment and device through which you pay. Each transaction is assigned by a definite token. That is, card number in the transaction is not used, but a specially generated token is used which is linked to this device or equipment and your account. Accordingly, this transaction is unique and reduces the level of possible fraud for this transaction. Another requirement of customers when paying for virtual purchases is speed, because according to statistics, the less personal data to enter when ordering, the higher loyalty to the service or store. In order to solve these issues, new technologies are introduced, for example, calculation by QR code. For example, if you pay on the internet, then you fill out the card number, etc. And by means of QR code, you just scan QR, which is on the seller's website, and thus it simplifies the transaction. And this transaction is safe, because this transaction is initiated by the cardholder himself. In the event when you're conducting a transaction on a common card, the initiation is from the seller's side. So when you initiate the transaction yourself, you verify that this transaction is confirmed by you.
Когда вы сами инициируете транзакцию, соответственно, вы сами подтверждаете, что эта транзакция проведена вами.
According to government activities on digital and financial literacy promotion among the population, implementation of broadband internet in all regions and settlements of the country, as well as simplification of legislative and tax procedures in favor of internet entrepreneurs, will allow to develop the sphere of electronic commerce as one of priority branches of the economy. This in turn will contribute to the increase of Republic budget contribution. It will make the trade turnover even more transparent and provide over 200,000 new jobs already by 2022.